All right, enough of the guy show. Let's get the ladies on here. Right. Hi, Erin. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Erin Muffaletto. I'm Larry Aarons, and our Wednesday regular is Anna Loisel, relationship coach. Anna, how are you? How you been?
Well, thanks, guys.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful to see you again.
You too.
Thank you. We're going to talk today about something that it's not pleasant.
Yeah, it's not an easy topic.
No, divorce.
Right.
And I've got some experience here. I've been divorced. I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing, but it's here, and our divorce rate is what it is, right?
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, we've got a big divorce rate. We've got a 50% divorce rate on a first marriage. We've got a 60% divorce rate on a second marriage, and then a 70% divorce rate on the third marriage. So,
holy cow.
yeah. I mean, the statistics aren't good. You know, it's not really in your favor. And what I'm finding is that a lot of divorce is unnecessary. And that's really what I wanted to, talk about today, is just that people are getting divorced because they don't really know that often what's going on in the relationship is normal. Yeah. And that they're struggling with differences that really is lacking. They're lacking skills to overcome those differences.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So somebody is in a relationship, they get to the point where it's like, oh, we need a divorce.
Yeah.
What do they need to do instead?
Well, I think that is a really good question, and I think the first thing is notice when you guys are heading towards that. What they find is most divorces are happening in the first 5 years. Yeah. And what we also know is that if you can get over that hump of the first 5 years, that's when the marriages stay together. Yeah. So a lot of it in that first 5 years is about how to negotiate your differences. And so when you notice that all of a sudden, we were so much alike, and God, we were so in love.
We're all on the same page.
Yeah, we're all on the same page. And what happened? Oh my God, we're different now.
Yeah.
That's when you want to start getting help, because what we're seeing is that people just don't know how to negotiate those differences. Mm-hmm. And so then they say, well, we don't know how to do this. We're fighting. The end of the story, and they get a divorce. Yeah. So.
Well, marriage is an ongoing negotiation all the time.
Yeah, absolutely, and it really is an art form to know how to negotiate, and we're not taught that. Right. We never get a class on how to, relationship skills in general we don't get a class in. So it's important to understand that it's nobody's fault. It's that we're just lacking the skills, and why not get that skill set?
Yeah, and one of the things that we've talked about before is picking your battles. That's probably the biggest thing. Yeah. I've already heard 2 or 3 people talk about this week about, oh, well, my boyfriend and I fight all the time, but Erin, when you get married, you really need to pick your battles. Like, I've heard so many people tell me this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's so true, right?
Well, I think the thing is that understanding that your spouse is going to be different than you, and they are going to do different ways and do different things, and it can kind of grind us. It can kind of bother us. And I think the thing about it is to know that what's bothering us is that it is just actually different. That if you really stop and think about it, whatever they're doing, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just different than how you would do it. And for some reason, that seems like it's a perceived threat to us. Mm-hmm. It actually sends the same signals to our mind as if there really was, a real threat, like a tiger chasing us or something big.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that is what you want to manage is watching that, it's really not a threat. It's a threat to the ego maybe, but it doesn't, it's okay that they put the toilet paper on different, or, they leave the toothpaste cap off, or, the toilet seat is up. I mean, those are things that people will fight about. Yeah. That's,
minuscule.
Yeah.
A lot of people get hung up on being right. I gotta be right.
Yep. Well,
I never do that.
And
Erin, are you telling the truth?
Yeah, come on. But
I'm always right, that's all.
See, there you go. As long as your husband-to-be knows that, then you'll get along great.
Right. Yeah.
Well, there is fighting over, somebody's got to win, right? And really that shouldn't happen in most cases.
Well, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose.
Yeah.
And then
what are you winning and losing, though?
Right. Well, you're going to lose the relationship.
Right.
I mean, you can either win an argument or have a relationship. That's what I say. You can't have both. You really can't. can't. And so, you're trying to create win-win versus win-lose. And if you're going into it saying, look, I have to be right and it's all about me, forget about it. Don't get married.
Yeah.
Don't get married.
Yeah.
Don't get married because it's going to end. Because we want equality in a marriage. We want mutuality. We want that I care as much about my needs as I do yours.
Right.
And people don't know how to have that conversation because it's either they play a passive role. They say, "Oh, it's okay. I don't care about
Whatever.
your needs. Yeah, you just get your needs met." Or they say, "I want my needs met."
Yeah.
Well, if you need relationship help, here's the coach for you, Anna Loisel, relationship coach, with us every Wednesday. Anna, good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
Good seeing
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carlos Sontag from the New Mexico Business Coalition is next after this.